And good afternoon to those of you in our primary viewing area. Good evening, good morning, and good grief. What are you still doing up to everybody else? Welcome to the DrMC August 2023 Speed Bracket, Silver Bracket. I can speak, I promise. I am Luke the Librarian, and joining me today is going to be a great cast of folks who are going to be commentating, who are going to be playing this wonderful game that we all love and hate so much. This is our silver bracket, so this month we have got 7 players who are going to be joining us. And joining me in the booth for our first match is John Det Flindo. Flindo, this first match is a great one. We've got LilacWafers versus EvryTimeWeSlay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited for this match. Looking at their stats, so Lilac, our 4 seed, had a qualifying score of 1548, while Slay had a score of 1408. But looking at their times, their averages for this block, Lilac has an average of 718, while Slay's is a 734. But Slay has has a 6 second advantage of his all-time best with a 705. So this could honestly go either way. I'm really excited to see this match.
Absolutely. Yeah. This one, Slay has done some practice. I know he did a run through with Dawn earlier this month. And both these players pulled off a PB. In fact, I think all but one of our players in this silver bracket got a PB this month. It's been great watching these folks go through. Once we've got our readies, we are going to be knocking this one out in silver bracket. The first set of levels is going to be 4 through 7 in round 1, and that is what we're going to see from these two. We do see readies from both of our players, and yeah, this is a 4-5 match, and I don't think I can think of one that would be more evenly matched up.
Yeah, absolutely. And fun fact about this particular match: whoever wins is going to have their first win of the year, as we have our 3-2-1 pills.
Yes, indeed. So for Slay, this is as soon as he hit the start button, he has become eligible for our finals at the end of the year. So congratulations to him on that. Lilac is going to need at least one more tournament. I expect she will be doing that pretty soon. Looking at the tops of these boards, it's a pretty solid level fours for these players. Slay's going to run into a little bit of problems though with his lack of yellow access. Hopefully the doc gives him the red he needs, Flindo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He's had a rough go of it so far, trying to get these reds down. You see, he's only got that one yellow down at the bottom of his board, and up until now it was pretty buried. Now he's got that free and clear. But looking over at Lilac's board, she's kind of in the same situation. She's got that one yellow there in her column 1. It's buried between a pretty big behemoth of reds and blues. She does have some pretty good opportunities to make some good clears and get access to it. We're just going to see how she's able to get that. She gets a nice horizontal blue there.
Yeah, this looks like the sort of board that you want to attack horizontally, but as is very often the case with boards like that, it's going to be a little difficult. She does have almost everything set up, has decided to take out these blues individually. And I think she put those backwards of the way she wanted them. That happens. Hopefully she's going to get these reds knocked out of the way so that she can then be able to handle the double reds horizontally. But that has given Slay a little bit of a chance to catch up. He can, if he prioritizes right, get to every virus. But now he's got a little bit of things clogged up, and that's going to take a little bit of time. He's just going to need a couple extra pills.
Yeah, Slay had been doing some really nice underplays. Unfortunately, clearing out the red in, I believe it was column 5 or 6, the way he did, dropped down some garbage and had since blocked off that red in his column 8. But he's got it open. Just going to need one tuck here. He gets it out at a 221. But look at Lilac, also out at a
Also,
221. It's a tie game.
absolutely. And that's great. We expected a fairly close match, and so far these two are delivering. Again, this is just second tournament for both these players, or I'm sorry, second for Lilac, third one for Slay. If you want to be part of this, this is how you do it. You jump in, you start playing, and we say nice things about you. So that's it's always a positive here.
Absolutely. For more information on that, you can check out our Discord. Thank you, DrMC, for putting that in the chat. Looking at the boards, I really like the board that Lilac's got. She's making some really efficient clears. Now, she does have a little bit of situation where her final two reds are buried. She does manage to open it up, and she's just going to need a lot of blue to get through this board, Ook.
Yeah, now she does have everything stacked up so that okay, she's going to work that out. I'm wondering if she's thinking fat log for the reds. She's not going to fat log it. She is going to have handle everything horizontally though. Meanwhile, on
Ooh.
Slay's side, he had a lot of, oh yeah, that misdrop's not going to work very well for Lilac, but she'll get over that one. And Slay pulls off a great combo to clear out most of his board. He's had a lot of opportunities to handle things in multiples, and so far has taken advantage of that. Believe, well, there's Lilac out at a 351, Slay out at a 357. So again, these two keeping it really close.
Yeah, this is the exact kind of match that we were expecting to see out of these two players, and gosh, they've just been trading blows here. That getting out of that first level, they were out at the same time. Now Lilac with a 6 second lead over Slay. She's got to be feeling good about where she is if she's listening or watching as she's been playing. Both boards kind of interesting. Slay dealing with a lot of blue on his top line. A little bit surprised that he didn't go for the horizontal there with that double blue. Still a nice play. Turns into a really nice combo. Now looking at Lilac's board, her board is a bit split. She's got 4 viruses there in her column 8, and then pretty much everything else is on that right side. So we'll see how she chooses to prioritize these.
Yep. One other thing you might notice is that our two players are playing at different speeds. That's perfectly acceptable. It's normal for our players, and I'm wondering if the bit of practice that Slay has had working with some other current runners, I wonder if that has had an effect. Although I think, like I said earlier, I believe it was Dawn that he got some runs with. And I believe Don's usually a high player. So uh, just, speculation at this point. And I don't know if maybe he's decided medium is the way to go permanently or if that is something he is working on until he is comfortable playing on high.
Yeah, and so you saw Lilac putting a bunch of yellows over to the right side of her board. She could have used those yellows to clear this yellow in her column 2 out horizontally. She elects not to do that, but in doing so, she's kind of blocked off her final blue at the bottom of her board there in her column 8. We'll see how if she's able to clear that out quickly, but it's gonna be she does have an opportunity to do it, but she's gonna need red and she's gonna need yellow to open that up.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, she thought she
she
was
she
done.
did
She
not
didn't
see
see
it.
it.
Yep. So now it's going to take some quick thinking, and that's what our players are really good at. Now it's a 621 for Slay. It looks like it's going to be very similar for Lilac. She's out at a 622. Yeah, that last virus threw her off just a little bit, but these two coming into the final stretch here are pretty much neck and neck again. Get your Tetris emotes in chat.
Yeah, and looking at the boards, I think I like. Well, I honestly, I'm not a huge fan of either top line, to be honest. Probably Slays just a tiny bit more, but you see Lilac working on some really nice setups to clear out this board quickly. Once she gets the yellow that she needs, she does have that little bit of yellow garbage in her column 8 on top of the blues. So that's going to be a bit of a pain point for her as the yellows have seemed to just not appear so far. But look at this sweet tea
Nice.
from Lilac.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, she had a little bit of a mini swim there earlier. That was very nice. But yeah, that yellow on top of the blue over there might cause her some trouble, but with all the opportunities for multiple clears here, I think everything's going to work out very well for her. But Slay is also really knocking down this board, and has some good opportunities himself. It's really going to depend on what kind of viruses or what kind of pills he's getting to take care of his viruses.
Yeah, absolutely. Lilac making some really nice plays. A bit of concern for her yellows down at the bottom. If she's not able to open up that horizontal, she's going to have to do it vertically, which is going to be a little bit of an issue, especially with Slay only needing 4 more blues. He gets 2 in the form of a double, just waiting for one last blue. There it is. He's out at an 8:18. Lilac has 2 seconds to tie that time, but she's not going to be able to do it. Slay takes the first game.
GG's to our players. That was a heck of a first game. Uh, this, man, I'm not sure exactly how Lilac would knock this one out. Those two are pretty well buried under there, and it would take, once she gets this clear, yeah, that's a tall order for any player.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel for you sitting in that. I feel for anybody sitting in that situation. She's going to take the one out vertically. Let's see what she decides to do. Um,
Okay, it looks
all
like she's
right.
maybe going to clear horizontally at the bottom.
Yeah, that's a tough setup. Um, it doesn't matter who you are. That's rough. But hey, that's why we play 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or best of 3. A reminder: every match today is going to be best of 3, regardless of what level we're at, because we've got to get through all 6 matches today. So 933 for Lilac. GG's to her. GG's to Slay as we get everything reset. And we do have it ready from Slay. Once Lilac has gotten herself readied up, we'll get ready to start game number 2.
Absolutely. I also want to take this opportunity to plug our YouTube channel. All these tournament videos are uploaded there later on after the conclusion. So check out our YouTube.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for dropping that in the chat. Our restreamer, the Dave. Always on top of everything. All right, players are out of the gate, and the first thing I notice about Slay's board, ooh, that's a nice horizontal,
Love that.
is a very limited amount of blue, and it's all stacked up on this right-hand side. That might come back to be a problem later, but so far it has not been an issue. Meanwhile, on Lilac's side, red seems to be the problem color.
Yeah, and Lilac's got a heck of a lot of yellows that she's going to have to work through well, and they're all kind of buried. Ooh, don't think she wanted that yellow to be flipped that way. But it's not going to be too big of a deal for her to clear out. I wonder if she'll go for this undertuck. No, she's going to go ahead and take the drop time. Not a bad play. Um, and she's just making some really great plays with what she's got. Look at this horizontal opportunity she's got. I like the decision to take the vertical clear first in that scenario. Really nice plays by Lilac.
And Slay has gotten himself into a good position as well. Now, everything he's got left is very high, but that is the second double that he has gotten that's prevented drop time. So no significant drop time, even though he had like 4 viruses at the top. Out at a 114, that is significantly faster than either he or Lilac did the last level. And she's out at a 116, 117 as well.
Yeah, so again, very close match between our two players. Looking at our boards here, Lilac's got an interesting board here, but I like the little bit of diversity she's got. I like it better than Slay's board, who is just being hamstrung by a lot of red and a lot of blue on his top line.
Yeah, Slay had a little bit of a problem with some tuck timing earlier, but it hasn't caused any major problems. And in fact, he's finding really creative solutions. I'm sure he would love to see a method for handling the 3 blues that he's got lined up over here. But that one misdrop is going to be a bit of a hamper on that.
Yeah, nice horizontal there from LilacWafers. She's trying to clear out this blue or the yellow garbage horizontally to regain access to that blue. She does have a little bit more yellow on the top of it, but with this, she's going to be able to clear it out really nicely. Might even potentially set up for a red horizontal. We'll see if she goes for that. She's going to have to clear out that little piece of blue garbage there in her column 5, though, to get it to it.
Yeah, I think she's more focused on taking care of this bumblebee that she's got on top of the yellow. That seems to be her priority, is just kind of freeing up. And in fact, if she, okay, I don't think she sees the horizontal opportunity, but she could set up a horizontal with these last two. Oh,
Yeah, there
she
it
sees
is.
it now and out at a 301.
Nice time by Lilac. Meanwhile, we see Slay just waiting for some blues. Curious to see if he's going to go for the horizontal or the vertical. He goes for the horizontal. Not a bad play, but it's going to leave him with a little bit of blue garbage on top of that yellow virus. We're probably going to see him undertuck this here. He does. He gets the 2 blues he needs, followed by a double yellow. He's going to be out at about a 331.
So we're looking at about a 30-second difference between these two players. And just like in game number 1, it looks like it has come down at this point to just a suboptimal plays that, looked good at the time. The sort of plays we all make early in the game. And that's not a terrible thing. These two are really putting some good plays together. And if that's the only difference, that's saying something.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lilac is just tearing up this level 6. She does have a tiny little misdrop there in her columns 2 and 3. I think she wanted those pills just one over to the right. But she's doing a really nice job of cleaning it up. Oh, I love
Oh,
that
that's
play.
smart.
Beautiful. Looking to see what she had underneath the blues to clear out horizontally. Great play there by Lilac.
Yeah, she's had everything set up, and this double blue is gonna be perfect for her. She is very close to being out of this level and is at a 435. She is really cruising in this game number 2.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Slay making some really nice plays in this level 6. He is the rest of his board, his in game is kind of high, which is going to cause a lot of drop time. But fortunately, he's had the drops where he needed them so that they would drop down and make clears and make setups. So he's doing a really good job of this. Probably going to see this yellow undertucked in column 7. Great job there. Wonder what he's going to do with this red. He's going to go ahead and prioritize column 7 and 8, which is a great play because he's got more viruses on that side. He just needs one more yellow. He gets it out at a 523, but almost, I believe, a minute behind Lilac at this point.
However, one of the problems that she's run into is just not getting enough blue. She had 2 double blue opportunities up at the top of her board, and the doc has just now given her the opportunity to knock those down. And all that yellow and red had to go somewhere, and it's created some garbage plays that are just some garbage in her board that she's having to kind of figure her way around, and that could give Slay a little bit of an opportunity to come back, as his board at this point is still very clean.
Yeah, very clean, but a lot of yellow and a lot of blue there on his top line. And he's been raking some really nice plays to work around that when he's gotten reds, getting them down. Wonder if he'll put this red blue there in column 6. He does. He saw the same thing I did. Great play there by Slay. Love that horizontal too as well. He's down to just 10 viruses left. He's come back and taken the lead away from Lilac, who's just struggling in this level 7.
Yeah, 7 has not been kind to Lilac, and unfortunately, that may be it for if she can't get some of the situation cleared out. Um, Now Slay again has a lot of very high stuff on his board, and that could be helpful for Lilac, but right now Slay down to just his last virus and a double blue and another one that's going to put him out at a 710. GG's to him. That is just a few seconds short of his PB. So It will be Slay who goes on to face our number one seed Ramsey in the next game. But definitely get your GGs in chat for both of these players who have put on a really good show for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Great plays from Lilac. I am excited to see her in the coming months. As a reminder, she only needs one more tournament to qualify for our December year-end tournament. So it's going to be awesome to see her there. I'm sure we'll see her again next month. Hopefully, we'll see her again next month. Hopefully, we'll see Slay again next month. We're going to go ahead and let her finish this out. She's
Yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah, figuring out, I think she's thinking, oh, wow, well done there. Unfortunately, it doesn't give her the clearance for that blue. In fact, it blocks it off in column one. If she can manage to get that blue taken care of, the reds will drop and she'll have an opportunity to take care of everything else. Uh, it's I mean, it's the smart play when you're not sure what else to do is
Mhm.
just take everything out vertically, get it done, get it taken care of. Unfortunately, it's just it runs slow sometimes, and when you're trying to play on high speed, I mean, props to Lilac for pulling this off on high speed. This has been a really good showing from her in just
Yeah,
her second tournament.
yeah, absolutely. She's done a great job. Um, just these last little messes that she's seen in her end game ultimately spelled out her doom, and it's unfortunate, especially when she had such a big lead on Slay.
Yeah, and that's the thing we see happen. But this last pill is going to be perfect for her. She's going to be out at a 916. So, again, GG's to both of our players. Stick around. You're going to see our next match coming up in just a minute. And a little bit later, we're going to see Slay ride again. So, stick around. You're watching the DrMC Silver Bracket, August 2023.
And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship August 2023 Silver Bracket Speed Tournament here at twitch.tv/the DRMC. My name is John Dat Flindo. Joining me in the booth once again is Ook the Librarian, bringing you our second match of the day, our number 3 seed Nesdonk versus our number 6 seed Madtown. Ook, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, Flindo, especially after that great match we just did. And I am stoked about this one that we've got coming up. This is, Madtown is our last undefeated player this year. He played in the April tournament. There were four players there. He went 2-0, won that tournament, and has yet to lose. So on that side, it's great. On the other, we've got Nesdonk, for whom it is 12:30 in the morning. So thanks for staying up with us. Nesdonk was our runner-up last month and just played lights out the whole tournament. So I'm stoked to see what these two can put up against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've seen Madtown put up some really nice times and some really nice plays before. I'm looking up his qualifier PB now. It looks like a 15-14 is his best. So this is going to be really great to see these two players battle it out. Just waiting on readies from both of our players, and we will get started.
Yeah, okay, it looks like we've got just a minor board issue cleared up. Yeah, Madtown, I believe, is the only player in the bracket who did not yet, or who did not get a PB in qualifying, but still managed to get a really solid one. So, yep, we're gonna have ourselves a great match coming up.
All right, we have a ready from Nestonk.
All right, and we've
And
got it
ready for
ready.
Madtown.
All right, so we got readies. You know what that means? Time for a
Yes, we do.
countdown.
And here we go. Three,
Three,
two,
two,
one.
one.
Hill.
Hills. That sounded good on my end. Hopefully it came through all right. So again, levels 4 through 7 for these two players. And as you saw on in chat, it is 12:30 in the morning where Nesdonk is. So it's gonna be a slight delay. It looks like about 4 seconds for him. And wow, this board for Nesdonk looks great. A lot of double opportunities. Everything's a little high, but other than that, I mean, I can't see what more you could ask for from this level.
Yeah, this is a really nice level for Nestonk. Did not love the beginning of Madtown's board, and still not loving it just because of the amount of blue that he's got to work with. And so far, he's only gotten a handful of blue halves. But this yellow blue going to be really nice for him. Takes that lightning rod and then drops down and gets the red clear. Really nice play by Madtown.
Yeah, that's as optimal play as we're aware of in the booth right now. Spoken for posterity because we always come up with better ways of doing things. But yeah, that was it was exactly what we'd expect. But it is Nestonk out at a 105, so he will be taking the early lead as Madtown just needs this one last pill. He's out at a 119.
Yeah, and most of that lead just came from the lack of blue on Madtown's board. And speaking of blue on Madtown's board, holy Moses, he's got a lot of it.
Yeah, but as we look over at Nestonk's side, it's not the best pill options as well. Although these red blues that he's getting, it's exactly what he's going to want. And I think I see. Okay, he's just going to drop it. I was wondering if he was going to try to tuck that and make it a single combo, but probably smart at this point to just go ahead and handle things with a little bit of drop time.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Madtown has been doing a really good job on this board with what he's been given. He's brought it down to just 9 viruses, fixing to be 8. He could have put that red blue horizontally and had it drop down and clear the blue in his column, in his row 0, excuse me, or row 1. I know what numbers are. Anyway, he's going to get this drop here. He's down to just 2 viruses, but Nestonk's gonna get out first at a 224. But Madtown just needing a few more blues. There's one, just needing 2 more. He'll be out shortly.
Yep. Doc not being too stingy, thank goodness. And there it is at a 240 for Madtown. So these two playing pretty well here. Nothing to complain about as Nestonk is setting up for a nice horizontal. He would love to see a double blue. What he doesn't want to see is exactly what he just got. That's going to wreck that combo. That double yellow, I mean, that's the best place to put it, but it did end up causing a little bit of trouble for his combo. Now he's going to have to figure out, do I take care of this blue pill half or do I work my way down from it?
I'm curious, Ook, what's your strategy in that situation? Do you pass up the double blue in order to get the sweet tea with, or the yellow to get the sweet tea with the double blues?
Oh, absolutely. That's my own play. But you know, there's 100 ways of playing this game, thank
Mm-hmm.
goodness. And Nestonk showing why he's been in the lead for most of this race, with some really good plays there. But the amount of time that clearing out this garbage has taken him has allowed Madtown to take the lead as he is just one blue away. And of course, he gets a double red blitz, our favorite kind of blitz. We need we need emotes for
Oh
that.
man,
It's
and this is one of
gross.
the longer double reds I've seen too. It does finally get that red yellow to end it off, and then shortly after gets a blue out at about a 405. Nestonk not too far behind though. Just gonna need one more red. If yeah, there he goes. There's the horizontal. I'm gonna get the blues first. Just needing one more red, and he is out at a 418. So the lead has switched to Madtown, but we've seen what Nestonk can do. This could be anybody's game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Estonk really turned it up last month, and I fully expect him to continue doing the same. Madtown, though, playing some really lights out Dr. Mario. He's got a 5 virus lead in this final level of the block. I expect this one to come down to just the last couple of seconds. Uh, I don't know which one of these two is going to take it, but I can tell you one thing: it's going to be a really great match, as both of them really deep down to the halfway point of their boards.
Yeah, and they're just both making really efficient plays. Really thought that Madtown might go ahead and try to use that blue to de-sandwich the Reds in his column one. He's got no yellow to speak of whatsoever. We'll see if he decides to go for a de-sandwich somewhere or if he just decides to clear all this out vertically. Meanwhile, Nesdonk, a lot of red there that he's having to work through. He does have the opportunity to take this de-sandwich, and he does. But yellow, not what he wants to see right now. Pretty much all that he's getting. He is starting to get a few reds though to help him out. But Madtown just down to a few viruses left. Just needs to get some blues to open up those reds. Oh, nice combo.
Yeah, that one he was working on it for a little bit and looks like he may be setting up. In fact, I think he is setting up for that one more time. He's gonna get this last red, and it is Madtown out at a 608. So he's gonna take game number one. But yeah, very close match between these two. Very back and forth, and that's great. We love seeing these players really putting it out there. If you love it too, you should give every one of our players a follow. They are lots of fun people and are worth the watch.
Absolutely. Nestonk just going to need two more yellows. He's got this vertical or horizontal, opportunity. He does see it. He gets the last yellow out at about a 6:39, 30 seconds behind Madtown. But what a game put on by both of these players.
Yes, indeed. And that is actually Madtown's first 4-7 block. As we said earlier, there were only 4 players in his last tournament. So setting himself up with a PB that is at 609, 3 seconds faster than Nestonk's, and one of the fastest ones in fact, the fastest one among our players in the tournament today.
Nice.
All right. So we've got a ready from Madtown. We've got a ready from Nestonk. These two are just happy to go right back into it, and we're happy to oblige.
Indeed. And we have our countdown 3, 2, 1 pills into our game two. Madtown looking to put Nestonk away. Nestonk looking to force Madtown into a decider. What's going to happen? I don't know. I don't think Ook knows. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Ooh, look at the doubles.
Mm.
Yeah, the first thing I see is Madtown's board setup, and oh my
Oh, I
gosh,
love this
oh, he's
setup.
gonna do it.
A double
I
yellow would be so much fun right now.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Or a yellow red. Yellow red would be even better. There it is. Here it comes. Oh, so
Ooh.
nice. All right, so what does Nestonk have? Because I couldn't not take a look at that one. That was too much fun to watch for. On Nestonk's side, yeah, he's got a very nice diverse board. His reds are a little buried, but that's about it as far as complaints go. I gotta think that as long as the doc starts giving him some blue, he's going to be in a really good spot. Gets a nice lightning rod there. And yeah, nice big honking clear. Love it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Madtown's been making some really nice plays. You see him setting up to clear this red horizontally, and it's going to drop down and set up the blue for him perfectly, followed by another double blue. Oh, he's getting blue surged.
Oh, that's a rarity. So we did see Nestonk out at a 107, and now, yeah, just red blues, and I think following a red blue. Okay, it's red red. I know it goes alphabetical order. I can never remember what that order is, but he's out at a 128 with a little bit of swag.
Yeah, we love seeing that sweet tea. Love the opening pill for Madtown, able to get that double yellow into a tuck and a clear right off the bat. Always nice to see. Also nice to see him getting the yellows that he needs to work on this top line because up until just a second ago, it was all yellow for him.
Yeah, but take a look at where Nesdonk is at this point. This man has been just destroying this level, and that's what we like to see. He has gotten everything he needs, and the prioritization has been very solid. This level 5 is going to go in no time. He just needs 4 more blues. There's the first one. 3 more, and he will be out of this level at a sub 230 if the doc is willing.
Oh, but look at this combo that Madtown has got set up. He just needs 2 more blues. Um, Not quite going to get the red horizontal at the top. He was just one short of that, but still a really nice combo. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, is Madtown coming to Columbus? That's the real question. Because that was some very versus play going on there. Speaking of versus, while we're watching these guys get through levels 5 and 6, if you're interested in versus play, stick around. We'll have plenty of information about that at the end of the stream, if not before.
Absolutely. Just a couple more reds for Madtown. Just waiting on that last one. Mario not wanting to give it to him. He finally gets it there at a 306. But Nesdonk at the 306 mark is down to just 8 viruses in his level 6. He's just playing like a madman right now.
Yeah, Nesdonk definitely showing why he is going to be one of the players to look out for going into the main bracket next year. I'd say, I mean, honestly, I feel that way about almost everybody, probably about everybody that we're going to see today. These are players who we are going to see really tearing it up in coming months, coming years if they stick around with us, and it's a great feeling watching players that you know are going to be amazing coming up. As Nestonk out at a 343 look like.
Yeah, Nestonk was getting hamstrung by those double reds. You know, you love to see it, but you hate to see it when when you get that. When it's in the right situation, you love to see it. But that was not the right situation. He needed a blue. Finally got it. Really nice horizontal there by Madtown, as we have a cameo from I can only guess is Madtown Jr.
I reckon so. Hey kid, play Dr. Mario. So, bit of a messy situation on the top of Nestonk's board, but he's got it pretty well cleared up. Would love to see a horizontal here, and I think that may be what he's thinking as well. He is going to get that and take a clear. So has limited his garbage, but it is there, and that might be giving Madtown a chance to come back. But there is a level difference between these two at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tall order for Madtown to come back from this one, which is just what Nestonk wants to see because he wants to take this to a game 3. As Madtown does get out of his level 6 at about a 505, 506. I didn't see the exact time. The really pretty nice starting board for him. He's got a lot of horizontal opportunities all the way throughout this board, but right now being forced to play vertically as a Nestonk down to just needing 1 blue and 2 reds, gets it in a form of a blue and a red, and out at a 528, 529. He
So,
takes game 2 and forces us into a decider.
absolutely. And that is going to be a PB for him. And as we check the hot times list, 529, that is number 8 on the hot times. We may end up doing a little bit of retiming on that because 527 or 528 could move him up to number 5 or number 3 in a tie. So GG's to Nestonk because that was a lights out performance.
Indeed. It's always a nice feeling when one you get a hot time, but when you get a PB, that was a huge PB for Nesdonk. If I
I don't
can
want to talk
math in
about
my
getting
head,
PBs.
that a 33-second PB there. No, 43. Yeah, 43-second PB there for Nestonk.
Wow,
He's got to feel good about that.
absolutely. So yeah, we'll see. It looks like Madtown has seen the writing on the wall and is going to go ahead and top this one out, take a breather, take a drink, and get himself ready for game number 3. So this is going to be the decider to decide who's going on to the next round to face the winner of our next match, and that's going to be a doozy as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so there's the ready from Nesdonk. I haven't been watching. Have we got a ready from Madtown? Not yet. Okay.
I didn't see one yet. There
There's
it
the
is.
ready from Madtown. All right, gentlemen. This is for all the marbles. Levels 4 through 7. One more time. Oh, silver
Ooh,
cans for both gentlemen. I don't know what's in either one. We'll call it Dr. Mario juice. Let's
indeed.
see. Let's see if Madtown's son can be, or Madtown Jr. can give him the luck that he needs. Let's see if all the luck of the soccer play, the soccer scarves can help out with Nesdonk. We are into game number 3.
Yeah, and Nestonk already setting up for a pretty big combo here. He would love to see a double yellow to drop there in his column 5. Any yellow, however, will set it off. Looking like he's gonna set up for maybe a cross clear here. He's gonna need another blue to do it. He gets it. Doesn't quite get the cross clear, but does get the horizontal. So pretty nice planning there by Nestonk.
Yeah, and Madtown has really gotten himself a very clean board. So far, everything is good. And what I like seeing is that he has a place for practically every pill combination. Uh, and that's tough to pull off. So having access to where a red yellow and a red blue and a yellow blue are usable. That's always nice. But both players down to the last virus. It's going to be Madtown out at a 112. Nestonk waiting for 2 more reds.
I'm
Doc,
getting yellow blue surged.
oof. I don't know that I've seen this many surges. There he's out at a 122. In any tournament, this is a crazy amount of surgeage between these two.
Surgeage. That's a great word.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna stick, but who knows?
Yeah, as we get into our level 5, looking at Madtown's board, it's very left heavy. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to have to work through that. Because the thing is, when you're in that situation, you're kind of forced to play vertically more or less. And if you're not careful, you're going to be dealing with a lot of drop time, especially in those columns that are further to the right. He's done a really nice job, though, of limiting that. Although, with that, he does pretty much take out the rest of his right side and the rest of his blues.
Yeah, that lack of blue is gonna be fun for him. As we look over at Nestonk's side, yep, he sees the horizontal, sees what can work underneath of it. Now he's waiting on a red blue. Um, or at this point, this red yellow would have done the trick. Let's see if he decides to go for it. He doesn't, because he doesn't need the yellow. There it
There
is,
he
or the
goes.
red. And so as Madtown is out at about a 243, looks like he's going to have a slight advantage over Nestonk. Oh, that misdrop's going to cost him some time, though.
Mm, yeah, that's a big misdrop there for Nestonk. Fortunately, he gets a double blue to clear it out. Just needing one more red, but that's really going to give Madtown a chance to start to pull away here as Nestonk out at a 303.
Yeah, and it's been good play for both these players. I mean, this is high quality play, and we love seeing it. But yeah, Nestonk really taking it to this level number 6 as Madtown actually yeah, Madtown maintaining his lead. I forgot who was in the lead there for a minute. Uh, but overall, good play from both players. And let's see if he
I
lays
love
this
that
up.
play.
Decides not to.
Love the play there from Madtown to get the horizontal, though, to open up this red blue combo that he's got right there. Great play. And he just about free and clear. He's got those yellows that are underneath the red in his
Yep.
column 1, but he's pretty much there once he gets rid of that red, which he's going to start to work on right now.
Yeah, he wanted a fat log, but jumped on it early. Can't say I blame him there. Looks like he's going to go for a horizontal here. We have been It has been suggested that the horizontals are not faster than the verticals, despite what we've thought. But 420 for Madtown as he's coming into level number 7.
Indeed. Shout outs to Snoop.
Yes, indeed. And this is a nice chance to show the difference between what we'll see with our main bracket players versus uh, our silver players. Is Madtown had there, and it's been so long ago it'd be hard to talk about, but he had an opportunity to pull a swim off that just we didn't see, and that's one of those plays that has become kind of standard in the main bracket, but we don't see it here. However, that kind of combo we see, we love exactly where we see it.
Mm-hmm. And Madtown's board right now. He's just got so much yellow in his outermost columns that he's having to work through. Fortunately, he's starting to get some to work it down. He's got a really nice horizontal yellow in his right side of the board. We'll see if he sees it. We'll see if he goes for it. But meanwhile, Nesdonk is doing some really nice work on his level 7. Just trying to get down the best he can, and he's doing a really nice job of it. Down to 11 viruses now for Nesdonk, now down to 6 for Madtown, who has been able to work his way through that yellow situation for the most part. He's just down to yellow and red now. Getting that double yellow is going to be really nice for him. He's basically free and clear.
Yeah, but if we look over at Nestonk, he has gotten rid of all of his garbage, but it does look like Madtown with just 2 more reds is going to be finishing this up. And yeah, this red blitz, you can see Nestonk just shaking his head. That double red blitz, it's these blitzes, man, have really hurt both these players today.
Mm-hmm.
But GG's to both players. That one could have gone either way right there at the end. And, sometimes the doc shines upon you. Sometimes he says, have all these reds. But at 624, it is going to be Madtown who takes this game number 3 and the match. So GG's to both players. Man, that was great. But if you stick around, you're going to see a brand new player and a return of the man, the myth, the legend. Give you just a second to find out who that's going to be. Stick around. You're watching the DrMC.
Welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship. I know you haven't heard this voice in a while, but it's me, JB Henry. I'm going to be calling some silver action with Swang here in just a moment. A reminder that we've got merch. You can purchase our merch, and that supports the DrMC community and building us up. It's been a while since I've done this, but our silver matchup right now is going to be our second-seeded YumeTsubasaCH, which we're going to do Yume for short, who I believe is from Switzerland. So more international play. We love seeing it here at DrMC. And then Kyle Berry's first ever DrMC match right here in your silver bracket for the month of August. And they are, I'm sure, excited. Again, the first time we've seen Kyle here, but a top 10 runner in the Messenger on PC, which is a fantastic game, and go check that out. And be sure to follow both of our players on Twitch. You'll see them rock some Dr. Mario or other games. But it is time for this here, our 2-seed YumeTsubasa versus 7-seed Kyle Berry. And I'm here with Swang. How are you, Swang?
Yo, what's up, JB? Thank you very much for having me in the booth here. I am doing fantastic here. It's been a great day, great weekend. I'm here to see some great play from both these players here. It's going to be BEA youthful day, and let's get it going.
All right. Yume's average 4 to 7 here is 6.5 minutes. So that's going to be the gold standard here for Kyle. But we are just waiting on readies from both of our players, and we will go wild here on this 4 to 7 block. as we await those readies. Don't forget our DrMC Championship live versus championship happening this November in Columbus, Ohio. I'll be there, and I don't know. I don't know if our champ's going to be back to defend his crown, but we definitely are going to have some amazing play, and you will not want to miss out on that. And it's a fun time. We do a lot of things outside of the convention as well. And we've got 3, 2, 1 in pills, and we've got cheers for Kyle. Let's do this. Levels 4 to 7. And taking a look at these boards, a quick misdrop off the bat by Kyle that should be easily recoverable. Some double red will help, and not going to quite play the double red there. I'm noticing on Kyle's board not a lot of yellow, only 2 yellows remaining, and on Yume's board it looks like there's a blue drought there.
Yeah, the first bit of play and the first bit of a professional scene with the players going into the tournament here, really, it's just kind of getting a feel. They're going to be throwing their jabs at each other, throwing some hooks, throwing some crosses, and, throwing some pills at each other. But when we take a look, we just got to burn the nerves that may or may not be there, and both players are going to be doing just that here. Kyle with some very interesting maneuverability. I think they're has now shaken off a bit of the nerves and is electing to clear that red horizontally and a blues vertically. I think it's a smart play to do with the early bit of miss pills that happened early in the board here, JB.
I definitely agree with that. The decision to go for those double reds possibly last, I think, is going to be the good one here, although there's a danger of topping out. That double red will quell that. Out at a minute 9, minute 10 for Yume, as Yume had a bunch of yellows to clear off. Taking a look at Yume's level 5 board here, looks like want to clear out that center section. Easy to do with a blue-yellow. Doesn't quite take it down the middle. Going to open up in column 1. Gives you a little bit maneuverability on those reds in the bottom 2 rows. And now column 7 open as well. And with those yellows being cleared, this is going to be a good board. Meanwhile, Kyle Berry is rocking level 5. Your 20 viruses to go. A lot of blue on that top line, Swang.
Yeah, Kyle realized that they started their timer a little bit too late, and so what ended up happening is a little bit of like a, oops, I can't believe what happened there, but they're going to go ahead and shake that out and get into it, and we're just going to go ahead and see what the timer is at that, and yeah, Kyle's got their composure going on there, but when we all take a look at Yume's board here, down to 9 viruses, horizontally going to clear those blues, and everything's decently free and clear. Kyle has some complex setups, but nothing too complex and crazy, as they're going to make some quick work out of this board here, JB.
Absolutely. And Kyle's starting to filter through, getting some good clears. I think the goal is going to be a vertical clear on that yellow. As I say that, though, the horizontal double yellow gets played. And that double blue now off the board. 7 viruses to go for Kyle. 3 for Yume here. Yume just needing some yellow-red help and getting a little bit there. And it looks like the under clear is the way to go. And with a couple of reds, this will be a 239. Excellent work here. Cruising through that 5 was Yume.
Yeah, that was looking pretty good. And Kyle, meanwhile, had a little bit of a conflicting plans at the bottom of their board with that red and yellow. But I think probably going to go ahead and clear those out. I'm not really sure how they tackle it. Maybe they would tackle it down in a vertical fashion, but we'll see how that plans out there. Really, the name of the game is when players are stuck in a spot where it's a little bit tricky to figure out what they want to do. Maybe a top-down approach is the best way to approach it. And let's see how they tackle it and see what they're going to do with it.
I do like the workaround from Kyle clearing out the garbage. A little bit hamstrung, however. Going to have to clear out a blue on top, and I think that's going to be the play, as they are 2 viruses away. That double yellow coming in, and opportune time not taking it into that center well on 4. That's probably where I would have dropped that to get the yellow off the board, but it's, decisions you make for your own reasons. And sometimes you see a strategy that we're not calling out. But out there and about 18 viruses behind, as Yume cruising through here, only down to 1 red. So it's going to be the yellow and blue show over on Yume's side, our 2nd seed versus our 7th seed here in silver first round action.
And what a drop combo from Yume. He went ahead and dropped everything down, clearing the bottom blue viruses horizontally there. And he's got a very clean endgame out at a 404. Time not found at level 6 there. And meanwhile, when we take a look at Kyle's board, they're looking for some blue and red help, but it's just not coming there. The double red blitz, very inopportune time for them. Hopefully it'll end soon, and it does, but still no blues in sight for Kyle Berry.
And a bit of a misdrop on that double blue. Those double misdrops can be heartbreaking, but also easily easy to fix. I remember how to talk. I haven't done this in a few months, but 25 viruses to go here as we hit the 4.5 minute mark for Yume, and cruising on here to what's looking to be a win here, barring a major disaster. And if I'm in this situation, Kyle, and I'm seeing what's going on, you shake this off. This is your very, very first competitive Dr. Mario match. It's always going to be nerves. It's always going to be tough. And you just got to remember that at the end of the day, you're just trying to play, and don't let the mistakes haunt you too much.
Fantastic combo from Kyleberry, turning that garbage into gold, really clearing everything on horizontally. That's really keeping their cool there, and I think that's going to really set them apart into this rest of this game here. But meanwhile, we take a look over at their board. It's just yellows and blues here on out, and Yume, we take a look over on his board there. It's interesting setups there, but I think he can also manage with that. But we take a look back at Kyle's board, some blue horizontals, yellows electing to take those out now either horizontally or vertically. I like that flexibility, and we'll see how that goes into this end game for level 6.
I like that drill play as well from Kyle, as they are getting that double blue. That's huge. So you could stack and just wait for a yellow at this point, and they'll get it out at a 4:23, what says on their timer, but they did start it a little late. And we'll get an official retime at some point. On level 7, immediately starting with that double yellow, dropped it into the well in column 5. Looks like that might have been a bit of a misplay, but easily fixed there. And looking over at Yume's board, just needing needing a lot of blue help, both to get access to that final red as well as the double blues in column 1. Choosing to clear out the garbage, I think that's the safe play. You got easy access to the double blue over there, but a 6:18, a fantastic time as Yume takes game number 1.
Yeah, that's a tough time to beat. I mean, with these level blocks here, low 6s and 5s are like really the gold standard, and Yume putting on a show and really just putting on a hurt with his opponents there. So, but props to Kyle for keeping their cool going into this game 1, and I know they're going to shake it out and do fantastic plays. Look at that awesome maneuverability at that yellow. That's a really hard thing to do, especially as they are playing on high speed. So that was really excellent to see.
And then a bit of a misplay here, and you're going to see more misplays in the silver bracket. These are players who have not touched the gold bracket or did not qualify for the gold bracket. That doesn't mean that they're any less good at the game. I mean, if you take a look at it, you can say you're one of the 100 best players in the game just by getting here. So these players really showing off their skills. And one thing that I tell anybody who's new to this, watch the silver bracket. And if you're a silver player, just remember you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make misdrops. And remember, even the best players make misdrops. So you share that commonality with the best players, and it's just all how you work around those mistakes to get through and beat the level. And we're seeing Kyle here just with 9 viruses to go, a lot of reds and getting everything but, and looks like maybe going for that triple horizontal. I like that idea.
That's fantastic. Yeah, look at that. They're turning their garbage into gold. I like how they cleared up 3 of those red viruses with one fell swoop. Excellent vision from that. And we're going to expect to see that sort of high level of play into this game too, as they shake off the nerves and finish up the rest of this level 7 here.
Yeah, and again, it's important to state that just getting here to the brackets is huge. You're setting yourself up to play with some of the other best players in the game, and these are the people who are hungry, want to get into that top 16, and you're going to see them improve from here. So definitely keep an eye on these players, as Kyle now down to that final virus. And I always say, chat, cheer them on, even if they're deep in a hole like that. But it is going to be a win for Yume as we go on to game number 2.
It's worth noting that Kyle prioritized the red virus on top as opposed to the horizontal virus. They saw that the red horizontal clear would have destroyed the rest of their plans, which would have made it conflicting. So excellent vision. And when they refine it, they're going to be a force to reckon with. I will guarantee that right now. But they're going to go ahead and top on out. They're going to shake those nerves off, perhaps get some water, perhaps wipe sweat off the palms, and we'll get into our game 2 here.
I believe we need to get Kyle set to level 4, and it looks like they're set to level 6 at the moment.
Right, we can't have everyone make mistakes like what I did in game against Window. On the wrong level. Yeah, they switch it over to 4. So there we go. Everything's all good. Looks like they have players are both ready here. We're gonna get the countdown from the DrMC bot. Chat, let's count down in 3, 2, 1, and pills.
Excellent holding of that double L there. We're off 20 viruses here in level 4, and a good start here for Yume. A lot of blue in that center area, and I think we're going to see a nice combo here from Kyle to start. That's a great way to recover from that very first game. Getting on in there and making some trouble, setting up for another double horizontal. I'm really liking this setup here. Meanwhile, Yume setting up for some drop time. Drop time's not a bad thing. You're going to have a lot of space between these levels. Sometimes you just are forced to play that drop time and eat the couple of seconds. And we see these reds cascade down into the columns 2 and 3.
I'm digging this flexibility that Kyle's putting together. They're attacking it vertically and horizontally and from underneath, and they're attacking in that's a very efficient play to drop it down. Tell you what we need to see there. But as we say that, I really just need a little bit of blue help there. And Yume with some stacks on his board over there, it's looking pretty good. But Kyle with a 1 virus lead into this game and just needs a lot of blue help to really clean up their end game here.
Yeah, and this double blue is going to be huge. It's just all blue here, so it's just going to exert patience. What I would be doing here is I might want to consider building up spires just so I'm reducing my drop time, especially on that other side. I would have laid that double red flat across columns 5 and 6. And pitching away that blue. Oh, I see the play here. Okay, drilling down, that reduces the drop time. A minute 28 versus a minute 30. So these players very, very close as we go into 5.
Hey, we got ourselves a game here, and a sweet tea from Kyle to open up this board here. Excellent vision to see that with those blues. Meanwhile, we take a look at the board. Perhaps they're going to go ahead and their column one's devoid of viruses, so perhaps if they have nothing that they can't really put to play, they might just dump it over to that leftmost column. We'll see how that plans out if that's a thing. But right now, the name of the game is yellows and reds, and the doc not giving yellows and blues, so not exactly the pills that the doc is delivering to Kyle.
And Kyle had some misplays in the center of his board, and he had to try to outswim him, and he just couldn't. And he's been forced to drop this garbage, or they've been forced to drop this garbage down. I apologize. But making very smart, swift plays, trying to clean that board up. Still only down by 2, and a smart play, getting that double blue off of column 8, clearing out the garbage, opening that board back up. You have that stack over on column 8. You want to try to clear those stacks out as quickly as you can. And we're seeing that smart play here. Meanwhile, Yume has a little bit of a barge stacked up on his 7th and 8th columns, meaning going to have to try to account for minimizing that drop time.
Yeah, it's tough on Yume's board. He can't. His 7 and 8 column was both red on the top and the bottom, and that's really the name of the game for his board here. He's going to need reds, and they were stacked up in such a way. But when we take a look over at Kyle's side, they have a little more flexibility. Ooh, yeah, I see it. But let's see how it pans out for Yume.
A tough misdrop for Yume in column 8. It's definitely workable. Gonna have to try to get creative. Might have gone horizontal with those blues, maybe to open up the double red vertically. But still a excellent play on the underclear there, getting those double blues off the board. Kyle is taking advantage of this situation, though, and they are going to be out at a 328, meaning that they are holding on to the lead here as Yume's going to have to dig to get this final red, and that's going to cost valuable time.
Out at a 330 to 10 seconds behind. There's a little bit miffed on what happened to those misdrops, but again, as we've seen from this particular match, just catch your breath, keep your composure, and pretend as though that level didn't happen, but we'll see how that plans out as well. Meanwhile, we take a look over at Kyle's board, and they are filling in the gaps to really try and minimize that drop time. I'm really liking the vision that Kyle's putting together. JB, I just want to say that again, like their vision's looking really good.
Kyle's also being smart with their drops. There was a red fragment that dropped down, and they're kind of just using that as a cushion to kind of filter out anything through that column 5-6 area, the center of that board, and they are just flying through right now, just clearing and clearing and clearing. 9 viruses to go, and noticing that there's only 1 blue left, trying to make a good play of that situation. Blue's not going to be a factor now later on as you're down to mostly reds and just the 1 yellow. It is 12-6 here as we cross the 4.5 minute barrier.
Excellent work there. They are attacking it from the top, from the bottom. They're electing to clear that yellow horizontally. Excellent work there. They're mostly free and clear at this point. Vertically with both the reds, clear up that garbage on a blue, and they have themselves a free game there. Meanwhile, we take a look at Yume's side here. He has definitely closed the gap, but I think Kyle going to this level 7 is really taking the lead with that. Good correction and a 457 out into level 7. Excellent.
With that classic 8-bit font on the timer. 2 viruses to go here for Yume, and they are going to be out right here at a 509, we'll call it, as Kyle has a nice setup, a good horizontal play, setting up those horizontal plays. Swong, as you know, you're one of the best at this. Getting those horizontal plays to drop for you at the top of the board, a paramount strategy if you want to play this game efficiently.
And look at that, turning that garbage into gold yet again. It was just setups upon setups. That's the name of the game that Kyle's been putting together, and it's working absolutely flawlessly with what we're seeing here, especially in these earlier levels. You don't really see that so much into the levels 4s and 4 through 7 here. You normally see that in the later level block, but seeing it this early and with these levels here, using that to their advantage is really, they're capitalizing on that. And that's really some high level play right there.
Right. Kyle's down to 1 yellow virus, so they're going to have to be smart on what they play. Ooh, danger of a top out, but got that pill to slip through, and now down to 18 viruses here. But it does look like Yume has retaken the lead, but is in a bit of a pickle, has a lot of garbage in the middle of the board. Going to have to try to work around that, and works it out into a triple combo there. Fantastically done. 11 viruses to go here for Yume, 11 for Kyle. Kyle is playing without any yellow viruses remaining, so it's going to be playing smart with those yellow pill fragments.
And they are taking doubles off the board, hitting things horizontally, hitting things over vertically here, dropping and chopping things down. And they're really, both these players are trading punches with this here. We're seeing it go from 7 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9. It's just right there. It takes another horizontal. Again, looking and sniffing out for those doubles is Kyle Berry. This is excellent to see, JB.
Absolutely. I think the play is horizontally for the red in column 2, but I think you can absolutely go vertically here, setting up to frame those yellow or those reds for that horizontal clear. This is going to come down to the wire. Kyle playing for their tournament life here, and Yume looking for this win. There's going to be one. That drop time is going to be effective, but no, at a 704 versus a 706. Oh, that's
really
heartbreaking, but an excellent second game, bouncing back from that tough first game loss, did Kyle. And while, it is an overall match loss here, hanging your head on a 2-second loss is nothing to sneeze at. You played your hardest and almost came out there with a win.
And they're smiling, they're laughing. They had a great time. I mean, you could just see like they're going to be back. They're going to have fire underneath them, and you could just see that the talent is going to brew from this point forward. So love to see it. And like I said, this is some very beautiful pill throwing that both these players put on. So excellent play from both of them. But GG's and commiserations, and that was just fantastic to see.
And that's going to be it for our first round. When we come back, it will be Ramsey versus EvryTimeWeSlay. Swong and I will be returning to you. And then our next match will be Madtown versus Yume. And then our finals coming up a little bit later. But we're going to take a small break. We're going to come back for our first semifinal match, Ramsey versus Slay. This is the Dr. Mario Championship. And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship. Hope you had a good break, topped up your water, congratulated our first round players. We're now into the second round. The amount of viruses increases, and so does the level of gameplay. We have our top seeded Ramseyfox against EvryTimeWeSlay. It is Fox versus Otter, as it were. Ramsey has really, I think, is a competitor for most improved of 2023. We've seen Ramsey get runner-up at the Louisville versus event. Is a 2-time silver champion in 2023 and was a runner-up in November of 2022. We won't talk about who beat him because they don't matter. It's me. But if Ramsey wins the tournament today, moves up to number 17, puts him in a prime spot for that top silver, and could sneak into the top 16 for the end of your championship, Swong.
Yeah, most definitely. I've been watching Ramsey play, and he's been really putting up some really fantastic times as far as his speed running, his PBs, qualifiers. Everything's really just going up and up and up. And I mean, we like to see a lot of players. We always talk about the talent pool getting better and better and better, but Ramsey is just going in a marked improvement as far as his acceleration at the game and how he's improving. So it's really cool to see that. But let's not forget about Slay. You know, this is into his semifinals. He got his first win earlier today, and so he's ready to keep that momentum going into a juggernaut, going into this battle with the juggernaut such as Ramsey.
Right, and to note here, this is their first meeting, but Slay is going to have to make up almost a full minute, 55 seconds in the difference of 6 to 9 average between these players. So Slay's got to play quickly, got to play efficiently, and here we go. 3, 2, 1 pills. Ramsey is very high stacked on columns 1 through 4. Open up on that right half of the board. Meanwhile, Slay really is just clustered on the bottom of that board, not a lot on the top. So we're going to see a lot, probably just a couple of columns getting cleared and a lot of swimming, most likely from Slay, as Slay is already off to the races, 25 to 21 here in the opening 30 seconds.
Otter strats and swimming is going to be in the name of the game indeed, but there's lots of blues and reds in Slay's board, and I was going to say it was monochromatic, but that would mean that there's only one color. But so he is going to have to be smart with placing his yellow pill fragments there. Vertically stacked is Slay's board, and we take a look over at Ramsey's side. Ramsey has really destroyed a lot of that garbage that was on his side here, and is electing to clear things up, just really keeping that tidiness with the board is Ramsey, but we're looking over at Slay's board. I like that drop cross at the yellow. Excellent play from that, but Ramsey still maintained that clean top line here as he's going into his final 6 fires this year, JB.
Yeah, and Slay is really hamstrung himself. There's that blue-yellow right in the middle of column or row 4 there. It looks like he was planning maybe for a triple horizontal, and the pills fell a different way to get a double horizontal clear. So that's going to be something to have to be worked around. And with everything clustered in that tight of a space, it's going to be difficult. Just going to have to stay the course here.
Yeah, Ramsey was out at a 130, and when we take a look over at Slay looking like he's going to go ahead and drop things down with possibly getting it there. I think he's trying to get it. He's going to have to break that combo that he had there. I think he was hoping for the fat log at the very bottom there, but with the way that there's a gap at the bottom, it's difficult to say. So I think at this point in time, Slay is going to go and probably clears out vertically here. But meanwhile, when we take a look at Ramsey's side, Ramsey, again, keeping that clean top line here. That double blue is going to be great. He does drop that down to keep things at a little bit of a flatter zone here, but he's going really quick into this level 7 here. Down to a 17 viruses is Ramsey, and Slay joining him at about a 208.
Yeah, there's definitely a nice cleanup by Slay. Slay's now going to have to get a little creative here, and does so with that nice tuck on that double blue, getting a clear, opening up the center of that board. But Ramsey is already about 17 viruses ahead as he is cruising here through level 7. Ramsey's best 6 to 9 time is a 6:48 for those wondering, and that's a fantastically good time. Anything under 7 is what you want to shoot for, although the game has changed and now, you know, we're shooting at sub 6s all the time now.
The keeping that gold standard is Ramsey. He's out at a 248. And yeah, I mean, this is a great pacer. You know, you want to get out from the 6 to 9 block at around. Most players, even in a gold, are looking for 3 minutes to get out. I know Ramsey has high standards with his own gameplay, just constantly looking and evaluating and analyzing his plays. But getting out at a sub 3 is excellent play there. Meanwhile, we take a look over at Slay's side, and Slay just needs red pills, and he needs them now, JB.
He absolutely does. This is a rough board, especially with everything not red sandwiched between all those red viruses. Gonna have to come up with some smart plays. Maybe even consider some drill drops. If you look at column 7, that's definitely a good play. And it looks like that might have been a misdrop over on rows 3 and 4 for that yellow red.
Yeah, I think it was a moment of so many yellows, and I just got to get out of this RNG that the pills are being delivered by, and Slave's like, and oh wait, whoops. So at this point, he realized what was happening. It's gonna keep his cool with that and say, all right, well, how do we fix this up? And that is a big skill that a lot of these players are going to have, especially when these misdrops do happen, because they do happen. It's a matter of, how do we advance from here? But meanwhile, Slay does clean up his earlier misdrop over there. The blue yellow is going to be fine, but it's interesting and worth noting. I think he's going to probably clear most of his viruses out. No, he is going to clear it up horizontally here, and then down to his last bit of viruses is Slay. But meanwhile, Ramsey running away with this, so he's down to his final 9 viruses, and at a blistering pace is Ramseyfox.
Yes, and Ramsey's about to get a not going for. Okay, there's the triple clear. Gonna have to just deal with the garbage, but immediately sees that next pill, goes for the clear of that garbage, and now a little bit of drop time, and Ramsey is going to be out here at a fantastic time swung. We'll call it I was going to say a 440, and I think I still 441. Little bit of panic on that last pill, but he got it. And out at about the same time, going into 8 is Slay. So Slay basically looking to not get lapped here as he continues to rock this. And we also see Ramsey getting a little dicey, but making a smart play, clearing out that top line. Sometimes on the roughest time to get a pill you don't need is in the opening, especially when you start getting to levels 9 and above, because you really got to make a quick decision on what you want to do.
And quick decision makers that Ramsey did. He had a blue yellow, and his top line was just all blues and reds. So what he did is he strategically placed it. If memory serves me correctly, he strategically placed it down where the yellows would cascade down upon the blues, and so that's why it looked like a little bit of a garbage, and a little bit of a conflicting plan. Is Ramsey what he did there? I like the sweet tea drop into it, and he is de-sandwich reds here. He is playing officially, and lights out pace is Ramseyfox. 19 viruses down, Ben. We're looking over at Slay's board.
Oh,
Blues over there. Jeez.
We had a little bit of a slip there on a yellow-red by Ramsey, so he's going to have to work around that. But I do like this play. Getting the double red clear, then cascading down. That's a smart play. That's how you recover from mistakes like we saw Ramsey do.
Yeah, excellent play. He's going ahead and keeping it flexible with that. I think he's looking for perhaps a yellow-red to drop that down. No, he is going to clear that up, which is okay. I think he is probably going to tackle the yellows and reds in that column if the pills aren't coming his way as last. But no, it seems to be coming his way. But as we take a look over there, Slay has just been getting the worst RNG ever. Just blues and blues and blues. What do you do with that?
And Slay had an opportunity with a double red and didn't hold it over. And it's all about like just holding down the direction you want to swim it down when you have to tuck it in. The game is usually pretty generous with allowing you to tuck things. As Ramsey out at a PB time 6:37, shaving 11 seconds off his PB. Well done, Ramsey.
Oh,
Meanwhile, man. Slay here down to their final viruses here on 8. And I think they've realized the situation and are just going to top out. A tough going there for Slay. Slay's playing smart. It's just those mistakes are piling up, and it's just trying to do your best to work around them. Sometimes you want to just combo them out and cascade a couple of helpful fragments down onto the next virus.
I think it's worth noting. I mean, Jay, so I'm going to ask this, and maybe perhaps chat can also chime in as well. But when given a seed in which Slay had, it was a predominantly blue board. He was getting yellows and reds and yellows, and every combination of that, he was not being able to advance the board because he was just not getting those blue pills. In the case of that, JB, besides hitting the reset button, because we're in a tournament setting, what would you do to get out of that? Do you just constantly slam that down button down to try and get faster things, or how do you approach it?
My approach is if I'm getting at least one of a color that I need, I'm going to try to create some sort of cascade to keep something going, because it's all about maintaining that confidence and maintaining that rhythm. If you're continuing to down press pills into a garbage area and you could play them somewhere, it's better to do that, keep that rhythm going, because the more you clear things, and this is just from my own perspective, is the more you clear things, get things off the board, the more confident you feel, whether it's garbage, whether it's a virus, whether it's a combo. As long as you're taking things off the board, you're maintaining that confidence. And sometimes just getting through that a garbage or a misdrop with maybe dropping 2 pill fragments down to help clear something else, sometimes that's what you got to do. It's just trying to plan those next 2, 3, 4 moves. And sometimes you panic. I panic all the time when I get something I don't need or I'm not getting the colors I want. So
excellently said. Excellently said. And, that's going to be great for the new players there. But as you say, new players, we're headed to a new game. Hey, JB, 3, 2, 1 in pills. Let's go.
All right, we're going off. Ramsey with a couple of double yellows to start. Slay, I like this start. Excellent start, setting up for some 0 drop clears. That's what we like seeing. Slay bouncing right back, and that's what you got to do. If you lose your first game, you just do whatever you can to bounce back and focus. And we're seeing that focus right here. And this is going to be lovely. A 4 clear for Slay as Ramsey with a huge combo. Wow.
That's why they did so well in versus. Oh my god, I am speechless with how big that combo was. That wasn't greedy. That was just excellent play, and just he wasn't getting it to advance the board. It was amazing to see.
And in versus, that could be a game winner right there. That was a huge combo.
Oh man, that was amazing to see there. But meanwhile, we take a look at Slay's board. Slay is playing that clean game, much like how Ramsey did the first time here. He has a 4 virus lead over on Ramsey, our 1 seed. Is electing to clear things out. He's got everything set up. I like how he has that blue set up. So anything now is just reds to fire off and destroy the rest of his board is Slay.
Smart tuck there as well, and it's almost an all blue board. And having your final color virus be tucked in the corner, surrounded by blue, oof. But we're seeing Ramsey get it done here. Now just going to need the blue out. But Slay already out at a minute 24, but now being encountered with a very yellow heavy top line.
Yeah, that's not really what I want to see there. And it's interesting because it's yellows, yellows, and it's 4 yellows all in a row there. So what can you do with that? Meanwhile, we take a look. I do like that horizontal drop into it. That was excellent.
Yeah, the clear, you thought you saw garbage, but no, an excellently efficiently done clear by Slay, opening up the left side of the board. Ramsey out at a minute 55. He's down by 10 viruses. Slay's kind of gonna have to play a split board here. There's not going to be a lot to speak of in column 4 once that yellow virus is gone. So it's going to be interesting to see how Slay plays this. Meanwhile, Ramsey is down to 28, and it's very blue-yellow heavy on the top. So that's going to be an interesting thing here, kind of deciding to split the board as well here as we go into it. 2.5 minutes just about through the second game.
Yeah, both players are going to have to tackle it, I think, vertically at this point, especially with how things are spired up and sloped over on Slay's side, and the 2 spires that Ramsey has in the 3rd and the 8th column here. And he's got a lot of res in his top line, so I would be oh, there we go. I like that maneuvering and trying to get that color diversity is Ramsey. But when we take a look over at Slay's side, he's got kind of a similar issue here. He's got yellows and reds and no real place to put those blues. So we'll see what happens when he gets blue pill halves here. Meanwhile, it's worth noting that Ramsey has closed the gap by about 4 to 5 viruses now. Is Ramseyfox.
Ramsey was within 2 at one point. The big pain point I'm seeing here, Swang, for Slay is that yellow virus in column 4. He has completely ignored the garbage and its basic existence, but trying to turn things into combos. And it looks like that's going to be the last virus that Slay decides to clear, but now buried in a lot of garbage in that lower right corner.
Yeah, and he's got garbage that's yellow and the blue over there, so he needs a lot of yellows to continue to advance the board here. He does get that yellow. Is he going to build up to it? He is signaling he's trying to start to build up there, but I think it's interesting. Yeah, he's going to have to tackle it horizontally now, is Slay. So he is building a bridge over to that. Perhaps now he could tackle it vertically if he wants to. That's all right if he gets a couple reds. But as we take a look over at Ramsey's side, Ramsey again closing, keeping that this gap that Slay has really, really close there are both these players. And yeah, Slay will go ahead and just clear this out underneath there.
And the inevitable double red blitz, but out at a 358. Excellent work there, getting around that final yellow virus to get it off the board. And a good start here on 8. Ramsey out at a 407. And shout out to Montana, because that's their area code. We've got 30 viruses to go. A strong start here, but Swang, I'm seeing on Slay's board as, a tough misdrop there in 6 and 7. I'm seeing all of the yellow really is just going to be buried on Slay's board, and the blues as well are going to be very sparse here coming up.
Yeah, he's got a barge of yellows on the bottom, and then he has a bunch of blues over in that bottom corner, and he's got a lot of yellows at this point. So yeah, he's had everything that's not really diverse with his board. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does strategic plays and is going to maneuver stuff around. Meanwhile, it's worth noting now that Ramsey has taken a slight lead over on Slay, but Ramsey has an intro. No, I like that setup here. He's turned that garbage into gold. Was Ramsey.
And we're seeing a bracket clear, getting that yellow off, and that's exactly what I mean by if you have a garbage play, do something to clear out the garbage and help you. And we saw it there, turning that garbage into a clear. That's what you got to do. As Slay maybe was looking for a clear, I don't know. It looks like the strategy's getting a just tough RNG here by Slay. It's just blues all across that side of the board, and when your 3 blue viruses are so deeply buried, it's hard to really do anything. But a nice red lightning bolt there, Mario fans, for every time we slay, and every time we slay blue viruses, there's fewer on the board.
Slay does in fact. Look at that combo from Slay. It's cascading everything down. I was wondering if he was going to take that double red to clear up the red horizontally. He did earlier take the red lightning bolt and a sweet T from Slay into another drop. This guy has got setups upon setups, and he's going to take another one. Yes, he does in fact. And he's just swagging and destroying and slaying these viruses here. Is Slay.
Slay's big problem is going to be that yellow virus in column 3. That's going to be the big pain point. Going to have to clear some reds off. But speaking of clearing reds, boom, Ramsey out at a 6-16. And I think that's the smart play. Use that double yellow, prevent drop time. And this is going to be a good recovery to get out. That was looking very dicey by Slay. But Slay's going to be out and not too far behind. Going to have to play a very quick 9 here as they're down by 4 viruses.
Hitting that gas and hitting it hard is going to be Slay here. He's got setups upon setups, and we're going to see some magic happen, especially in this earlier part of level here. I do like that setup of the yellow and blue. No, he does not, in fact, take that. Is he going to clear up the yellows and reds? He does, in fact, take that now. But when we take a look over at Ramsey's side, he's got a lot of reds in his side here, JB. It's going to be tough for him to advance this board if he's getting all these blues and yellows.
Right. And Slay really thought about a pill for a second and really had a play over on column 8, didn't quite take it, and I'm interested to see what happens here. That's the smart play. Get that double off the board, whittle the board down, and now it's a bit yellow starved for Slay, but we'll see what happens here as we get into the meat and potatoes here of level 9. Both players still in the 20s, but Ramsey starting to pull away.
I like how he had that yellow set horizontally. He made it where he's able to have enough flexibility. Is Slay with his board here. I do like Slay's board. It is the middle part is which he is at and is chock full of doubles. So hopefully if the doctor provides those reds and blues, he's able to do some damage to this board. I do like that yellow blue that Slay has. He's maintained a really clean board, and they're literally within 1 virus of this here is these 2 players here, JB. I love it.
And we've had a lead change during that conversation. 13 viruses here as Slay is pressing down like a madman and going to get a horizontal here down to 10 to 13. Now it's a good play there. We'll see how that works itself out. You're thinking in this endgame situation, you've just got to make a quick decision here. And we're seeing it here 8 to 10 here for Ramsey. Ramsey's going to need reds. He's going to need a lot of reds and 1 final yellow. We're going to see, a nice tuck light fat bolt there from Slay. Slay might be forcing a 3rd game here. It is 3-2, but Ramsey's going to do it at an 8:25. An excellent last effort from EvryTimeWeSlay and coming in so close. Just a 8-second gap between these 2 players in that last one. A great last gasp by Slay, but Ramsey pulls it out and advances to the final.
Man, Ramsey had that high octane end game there. He turned on the jets, and he was down by a few viruses, but he put into the next gear and really cleared things out just a scooch faster than Slay is Ramsey. But man, that was an excellent play from both these players here. So GG's to both, and I love it. I'm sure chat loves it. It's all hype, and it was wow. What a sight to see. It was excellent.
And with that, we're going to go into our second semifinal. It'll be Ook and Swang calling our next match, which I believe is Madtown versus YumeTsubasa. The winner of that faces Ramsey in the finals. So we'll see Swang on the other side of this break, and Ook will rejoin us, and I'll see you in the finals. This is the Dr. Mario Championship.
And welcome back to the DrMC Silver Speed Tournament in the month of August here. I am back in the booth here for another match here, but also with me here is Ook, the librarian. Ook, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. Swung, going to be commenting this one with you, and I got to say, we got ourselves another good match. I mean, this has been just fire matches all day, and Madtown versus Yume, give me that.
Yeah, I mean, every single match has been absolutely on fire, as you said before, and both these players really just, showing us why they are just like destroying their competition here is both Yume and Madtown, and I cannot wait to see what this is all about because this is going to be fantastic here. Have these players met up before there, Ook?
No, this is our fourth, fifth match, and none of these players have met each other before.
Wow,
so
that's cool. Okay.
and so yeah, it's gonna be just a lot of hanging out with brand new stuff. And yeah, we're doing level 6 through 9, best of 3 in this semifinal match. Winner will be taking on Ramseyfox in an 8 to 11 best of 3. And I mean, this is just great.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic to see. I like seeing how these new players tackle it, and really, we're going to see a little bit more plays from both them in which they're going to be destroying viruses a little bit quicker as they get into these later level blocks here. And we're going to be waiting for some readies for both Yume and Madtown and see what we can do to get into this second semifinal game between both of them here.
Yep. See the ready from Yume in the chat. Just confirming that that's ready for Madtown. Don't want to get started without our players being 100% ready, and that's how they indicate it. We do have readies from both these players. So, man, I don't know how this is going to go, but it's going to go. It's going to go well.
If you're talking about the games that are countdown, I'm all for it here. But Ook, let's do this here. In 3, 2, 1, pill.
Pills. All right, off the bat, I don't dislike either board, but Yume is going to need to just tuck a lot of a lot of yellow that he gets down at the bottom of his board. That may slow him down a little bit, but getting these red blues, that is going to be very helpful. Meanwhile, Madtown having just really nice, diverse top line. Hopefully that maintains for him.
Yeah, Madtown had a flatter board, a little more color diversity. Yume just had a barge of blues on top of his board, but it's interesting because as soon as it clears up all these blues, he's gonna be completely devoid of blue viruses on his board. Is Yume. Meanwhile, we take a look over at Madtown here, and he's got setups ready to fire off here. Just needs yellows and reds and blues and reds, and he's got himself some flexibility. But Yume is gonna clear up his last blue virus, and he's just all reds, all yellows, all day.
Yeah, and that could be perfectly fine, or it could be disastrous. It really depends on what mood the doctor's in at the time.
With how the matches have been going tonight,
Right.
we can only hope for the best. But meanwhile, we
Yeah.
take a look. It's still neck and neck. Both these players are within a virus of striking distance within one another. Madtown has setups ready to clear both these out. Yeah, he is signaling to clear these out horizontally, but now does see that the blues are coming up. He's going to clear the rest of it out here, and he is in his end game.
Yep, but it is Yume out first at a 127 and Madtown out at a 131. So, yeah, just about 3, 4, 5 seconds between these two players. And yeah, they're really pushing each other. And that's what we like to see with these players.
Yume with yet another chasm and gorge in his board here. It's interesting that this particular seed that Yume has been delivered has some maneuverability here. So far, it's been working to his advantage. He's been able to maneuver the pills around in such a way here. When we take a look at Madtown's board, he's got horizontals and verticals all set up and ready to go. He is going to capitalize on this. Excellent drop combo from Madtown. Look at that.
Yeah, he had a swim play earlier to take care of one set of double yellows, and then decided not to go for a swim, but did set up, make some good setups for another set of double yellows when he got it. That has given him, has kept him right in line with where Yume is, and given the number of setups that he's got, I'd say he's got just the slightest advantage right now.
Absolutely. And everything's all vertical at this point here, whereas Yume has a little bit of a slight. No, I do like that now. If he does clear, oh, look at that setup that Yume has. He's going to drop those yellows down, clearing the blues. Excellent play from that. Very nicely done.
Yep, as Madtown just needs, well, what he'd love to have is a blue to take care of the last of these combos, but now it's just all blues. That's what he wants. And I think he's still going to signal a horizontal on this one in column, what is that, 4? But yeah,
I do
it's
like
going to
that.
get there.
That's good. I do like that vertical clear there. Sadly, he's using fewer pill halves and things aren't dropping down. Madtown is taking the lead and he's out at about a 315 here. Meanwhile, we take a look at Yume's board out of the 319. Both these players are neck and neck going into this level 8 here. And we take a look over and they have setups upon setups ready to go. Are both these players here? I do like Madtown's board a little bit better. It's a little more straightforward. I think a lot of verticality, and that's been what has been delivered to Madtown. He's really capitalizing on that set of boards here, Ook.
Yeah, definitely some really good setups to start his board off. Meanwhile, with Yume, he's not got a lot of access to yellow, but has managed to find ways to use yellow either as garbage for his building material to start setting up his combos. Let's see if he goes for the swim, gets it. That is a big swim for him.
That's way over to that left side of the board here. You'd love to see it here. Luckily, he's playing on medium, so maneuverability is there with that. But you know, it's a little bit of a pill gymnastics going on, and you may knew that that's not what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an over tap or if it just, it ran, or if he was just running out of time to make a decision. Both those things can happen a lot in this game.
We'll see how he clears it up there. Meanwhile, we take a look over at the board here. Yume was trying to perhaps get that yellow over. I don't think that's a move that can be made at the moment here, but I do see what he's going with this. He's going to clear his yellows out. But an interesting setup at the bottom. I'm hoping he's going to be able to clear that up pretty shortly here. But when we take a look at Madtown's board, he's keeping that verticality, and I think that's going to be the name of this game for this particular seed that was dealt to him is Madtown. He's down to 5 viruses, and Yume really now he's tackling that first column, and a little bit of an interesting situation. He's got interesting setup in the middle here with just yellows and reds, and nothing to do with it at this point here, Ook.
Yeah, I like that Madtown has noticed, he's got these 3 blues set up, but if he takes that bridge out, it's going to collapse everything that he had. That's why he's out at a 517. He is into his final level, as you may, with a little bit of a struggle with some of the RNG that he's got, as well as just some rough pill placements earlier on in this level.
I do like that, even though if he is taking that drop time into placing those yellows on top, it's very strategic placement in order for him to continue advancing the board here. That yellow red is exactly what he's looking for here. And now he has a very clean end game, which I thought was going to be a little dicey here. Just one red out, and he's out at a 549 here.
Yeah, that double red was very advantageous for him. That could have taken a whole lot longer and didn't, because he had the right setups.
Meanwhile, when we take a look at Madtown's board here, he is dropping and chopping down. And yeah, I think this sort of just top-down strategy that Madtown has employed into this game one is really paying its dividends. And as we see that there, he has an 8 virus. No, not Yume with a huge combo dropping down and closing the gap here. Ook, what was that about?
I don't know. I was keeping an eye on Madtown, but I can't wait to go back to the commentary or the replay and watch it, because yeah, he's knocked himself way down this board, and everything is clean. And at this point in your board, that's exactly what you want. You want to see not a lot of garbage. You want, uses for every pill half, because the more that you get, the better position you find yourself, and the more likely you are to take this W. But Madtown's still maintaining his slight lead, as it's down to about 3 viruses.
Wow, they're at the very bottom of the end game here. It's just a matter of what pill is going to come through. Both these players needing reds and blues at this point here. Really, a blue top line is both these players here, but until that horizontal to expose those yellow viruses, I think that's a smart play. He's dropping it down, and he is pretty much free and clear. If he does stack that, no, he is going to get that set up here. Is he going to drop the red down? He is, and he is going to take that down. He is well off in his end game, but now it's a matter of what pills will come in for both players here.
Yep. We could see something where one pill is going to work, and there it is for Madtown. That is it. 738. He is out and takes game number 1 against Yume. And really, we've seen situations where it goes the other way, because the doc just doesn't give you what you need. 13 seconds? Yeah, you see that with just one bad blitz.
Yeah, that could have been anybody's game here, but the doctor was a little bit kinder to Madtown with that game one here. You may realize that it's over. He's going to finish it up, top it out, and shake off those feelings from the first game and get into it with a clean mind, clean set, and calm this down to get those nerves down into this game too here, Ook.
Absolutely. Gotta say, I've really been enjoying Silvers, especially the past couple of months. We're seeing the quality of play just really rising, and we've still got a couple of players who haven't been able to make it in. Looking forward to seeing them come back in. If you've got 2 matches under your belt again, or 2 tournaments under your belt, don't forget you've got 2 more opportunities to get that third one. If you've only got 1, be sure you're here for both September and October, so that you're in for our finals come November.
Exciting time for that here, but as we have exciting times going on, hey, we got a countdown into this game 2 between both these players here. Ook, we have a 3, a 2, a 1, and pills.
pills. And yeah, boards. These are definitely boards. I'm not sure what I'm looking at with either one. They're very high up and not very friendly for all of the various pill half combinations. Yeah, Doctor not playing his nicest with these two at this point in the game.
Yeah, they're drilling things down. I think that's a smart play to do, especially if you're just not getting that. I think in earlier levels, you do see a lot of these drill plays. The drill plays are when you vertically clear up down, and we'll see it from Madtown dropping it down. But I think it's important to maintain that color diversity, especially when the boards are seemingly monochromatic as they were. But as we say that, both players are still within striking distance of one another here. It is a 14-12 game between both of them here into this first bit of our block here, Ook.
Yes, indeed. And a reminder of the stakes. If Madtown takes this one, he will win and go on to the finals. If Yume wins it, we go to a decider. So a lot to decide here in the next couple of levels as Madtown makes a really nice underclear play. Had everything set up for over the clear, for a vertical clear over the pill, over the virus, that is, but was able to see that he had one extra virus he could take out if he handled it undercleared, and that is why he's out at a 131.
And Yume just needs that red to tuck down into it here. He is going to get that red. He does tuck in at a 137, so still within striking distance going into this here. Just needed that to get into this level 7. But meanwhile, we take a look over this board here. I'm not too, oh man, both these boards here, but Yume with a lack of yellow. So he's going to be using that, strategic garbage to clear that board is Yume.
Yeah, and I like the setup that Madtown just did. He gave himself an opportunity to handle a double with the next pill. I don't know if he saw that pill come up or not in his next box, but regardless of what happened, he did use it in a very efficient manner. And yeah, things just working out really well for Madtown as he is maintaining about a 10 virus lead here.
Madtown is sprinting through this level 7 here. He's been playing a clean game going into it, and he is going to tuck that yellow blue at the very bottom. Yeah, he's just playing a clean, efficient, straightforward, almost fundamental Dr. Mario is the gameplay that Madtown's doing. It's really paying off. As we see that here, Madtown down into his little bit of his viruses is going to clear. Yes, he is clearing that blue horizontally, and he's got himself almost a double-digit lead on Yume going into this level 7 here. But yeah, this is a fantastic play from him.
Yeah, he just needs one more red and two more blues, and he will be out. But Yume with, again, more really good setups. The only thing I don't like on his board is that that yellow that needs to be desandwiched to handle those reds as doubles. He's just going to skip it. I can't say I blame him. That would have been just a really difficult play to make. It would have been kind of an in-game bridge. And yeah, it's not always the thing you want to do.
Yeah, I think he played it very well because he had a bunch of reds come up at the right time. So I think given the pills that did come up for him, I think that was the smart approach here. But now he just needs a couple blues. He is going to clear it out, and now he's got everything set up here. Is he going to log out if the yellow blue comes? Yes,
There it
indeed.
is.
Logs out. Let's go. Emotes in chat if you have them.
Big log out as well. So again, we're looking at verticality on Madtown's board, and in this case, it's a big stack of yellows. That could really be a problem for him. Or the doctor could be kind and give him a whole bunch of yellow pills. These double yellows, if this starts a blitz, it doesn't. But if it had, that would have really been nice for him, especially considering that a double yellow blitz always ends with a double blue, and he's got a place to place one of those as well.
Yeah, and as you were saying that, Madtown maybe got 3 red pills during that sequence of you analyzing the board here. So the doctor was being very friendly to Madtown, who we gotta have to see what sort of agreement and Madtown and the doctor have, because right now this is the sort of RNG you want to see for this player here. Madtown with a yellow and blue to clear up over here, but look at Yume with some setups. He's got really neat things. He's gonna take that red horizontally. He does in fact, and he's got pretty good setups over here. Not a whole lot of garbage on Yume's board is what he has going on, and it's working out to his favor here.
Yeah, Yume definitely not afraid to swim his pills over, so that's very helpful for him as well. But again, it's Madtown out first and holding on to a fairly sizable lead as he starts on level 9.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of setups. It looks to me like, I mean, he's got a lot of yellows and blues on his board here, Ook. And I think if he does chop through that, yeah, at this point now he's got no reds, so it's going to be anything blues and yellows here. But if it's anything like from the earlier levels, I think he's going to make some quick work of this level here. That blue yellow is fantastic. Meanwhile, we take a look over at Yume's side. He just needs a couple of reds. He is signaling he's going to clear out horizontally. It's a smart thing to do out of the 533.
Yep. So at the start of the level, 17 virus difference, and that is it for Madtown. He's really hoping to maintain that, and really just has to hold serve. Yume's board is perfectly fine. It would be a lot better if he had a double blue start showing up, but at this point, yeah, he decides to go ahead and take the combo. Can't say I blame him. Gets the double blue
Yeah.
immediately after that. Ain't
Ugh.
it the way the doctor plays you?
Every single time you think that the doctor's not going to give you that pill, and the doctor's like, "Hey, just kidding. I asked, you heard, and thanks, doc." I swear the doc is running Internet Explorer. But anyways, what we're exploring is fantastic play from both these players here. Madtown almost in his single digits of his viruses, but Yume down only by 6 viruses and has a cleaner board, I think, going into it.
Yeah, I gotta think the doc's actually running Netscape, but okay. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah, again, we're seeing Madtown handle everything in a very vertical manner, and that's gonna be guaranteed play. Sometimes that is what you want, is just to be guaranteed that the plays are gonna show up. He's gonna get this one
Oh,
horizontal.
that was really good. That fortuitous horizontal here, but as we say that, we got to take a look at it and see what's going on with it. Madtown is a very clear end game here. It's just whatever comes up for him.
With Yume, it's almost over as well. As Madtown ends it at a 7-16. So GG's to him. He will be going on to the finals. But Yume again with just a very close match, as I believe he's going to get this in under 7.5. Nope, it's going to be 7:32. So I believe, no, that is not PBs for either player, but still very solid times, especially at the silver level. So
Yes, indeed.
that is going to be it for this match. But coming up, we're going to have our finals. Is Madtown going to maintain his perfect record? Is Ramsey going to show why he has won this tournament as many times as he has? Stick around. You're watching the DrMC. We're going to be right back with the finals. And welcome back to the finals of the DrMC Silver Bracket for August 2023. I am Ook the Librarian, and joining me once again is JB Henry. JB, we have had a heck of a run so far, but man, this finals could stand to be one of the best.
I was mentioning this during the break. Madtown really stepped his game up in that second round. We saw him play incredibly quickly and efficiently, and to play against somebody like Ramsey, you have to. The 8 to 11 average here is about a minute and a half in favor of Ramsey. So and I don't think Madtown's gotten to an 8 to 11 situation. So it's going to be all about board management, especially when you hit levels 10 and 11. You're going to have higher stacks of viruses and things more clustered together. So it's really going to be a test for him here. But getting to the finals, always an achievement.
Yeah, Madtown has only done 2 matches in 8, or two games of 8 to 11 in his one finals match against Crunchy C back in April. As you said, he's got about a 10-10 PB, I believe it was, but yeah, he's showing that he's got other levels, and as you said, he's going to need that because Ramsey is our one player in this tournament with main bracket experience, and he can really set things moving. So it's going to be levels 8 through 11 in this finals. It's going to be best of 3, unlike our main bracket, and yeah, I can't wait to see what these two do with this.
And important to note, Madtown's got an undefeated streak on the line here. He is 4-0 so far in 2023. So he's got to take on a titan of the game, as it were, to punch in a silver championship and get those points. Ramsey again will go up to 17th in the rankings with a win here today. So, and I know Ramsey wants to get into that, break that top 16, and be in that championship bracket. It's all coming down to this here as the finals get started. And it's a double special for Ramsey. If you look at that second to top row, there's a lot of double horizontal opportunities there. Madtown, though, playing strong, playing vertically. This is almost Packy-esque, like with just the speed he's playing, with playing on high and just pressing down and playing incredibly aggressively.
Yeah, I was going to say I really like both of these boards. They've got a lot of opportunities. Of course, Madtown going to run out of yellow right about now, but overall, it's been some really nice looking boards. And oh, this double red blitz for Ramsey, exactly what he needed. Now he has almost completely run out of places to use it, but it was very advantageous at the time.
Right, and Ramsey might have wanted to even lay flat that yellow red and tuck it into the corner, maybe open up that red for a horizontal on row one. But he is neck and neck right now with Madtown. Both these players at over a minute, and in the 12 virus range. Really hard to say who's got the better looking board here.
Yeah, it there's a lot of I wouldn't say a lot of garbage on Ramsey's board, but it's definitely got a little bit more work to do as far as cleaning up. Whereas with Madtown's board, it's very compact, and that can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. It the negative of it is that he's just not got a lot of places to put a lot of things. In fact, he's down to just blues now, and I think this horizontal was exactly what he should have done.
And the thing I'm noticing about Madtown is he is pivoting from vertical to horizontal clears. We saw him hang over that red piece on a blue virus, and then immediately transition down and clear a yellow virus on the bottom on row two horizontally. And that's the kind of vision you want to have, especially when you're in a final situation when you're playing these 8 to 11s. Because remember, in the top 16 bracket, this is round two.
Yeah, and that's this does give players a really good opportunity to feel what that round two is like, as uh, Madtown gets a misdrop, but then turns around and gets a quad out of it. So I mean, boo, but then yay for him.
Yeah. Madtown's big problem right now is not a lot of blue to work with. He's only got 3 blues, and they're scattered and sandwiched, so he's going to have to work through that. Meanwhile, Ramsey has a barge of viruses as he's just starting to try to clear that out, and isn't getting very friendly RNG to get these off the board. However, as I say that, he gets a couple of combos, and now he's really working back efficiently, and I think he knows he's playing behind because he's playing very aggressively.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. And Ramsey has done a lot of versus play. We saw him back in Louisville as he was our runner-up for that tournament, and that aggression that you can play with, that is definitely a hallmark of really solid versus play, and Ramsey definitely showing that off. And I think he can see, yep, this horizontal right there is exactly what he wants. But it's still Madtown with a slight advantage.
And this is best of 3. These players going through 8 to 11. I believe it's about 360 viruses that they have to clear. I'm sure that math's wrong. It's been a while since I've done this, but 9 to 4 here it's a scattered board for Ramsey, and he's going to have trouble with that blue in row 1, Ook.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. As Madtown pulls off this combo, he was clearly waiting for it and had set himself up with a barge. He's out at a 415. But yeah, Ramsey definitely going to need a little bit of help with this blue and flipping that red the wrong way, that red blue the wrong way. A little bit of tilt there, but I think he's going to figure his way through it.
Yeah, and those missed drops, especially in the end game, are so crucial because then you're either forcing yourself to have to clear it above and reestablish it, or find a way around to underclear. And it looks like the underclear might be the option here. And the other thing is there was red garbage that Ramsey had to clear to access that blue in the lower right hand corner. So a tough break there, but as we see, Madtown is just continuing to cruise here. 29 viruses here at the 5 minute mark on level 10, and he is absolutely blazing. And I definitely, barring a disaster here, I'm seeing a PB in his future.
Oh yeah, I'd say that was a given the second he started playing this particular match.
Yeah,
But yeah, oh, I was hoping he was going to see that red blue can be used over on this right hand side. There it is.
big
That's the
combo.
combo. He ended up with a little bit of garbage off of it because he kind of lost track of his play. A very easy thing to do when you've got a lot of stuff going on. But Ramsey, just piling on. Wow, great vision from Ramsey as he saw that he could make that tuck play, get everything he wanted, and now he is just 8 viruses behind. And after that really rough level 9, it's really a positive as he's making his way back.
And what I was saying earlier, if you're getting something that's not helpful to you color wise, Ramsey has only 3 blue viruses, and they are woefully scattered across his board right now. So he's made an efficient play, got a combo, and is just trying to make the best of what he can do here. And you see, again, more blues that he doesn't need and just trying to work with them. And Madtown is just getting the right RNG at the right place here. 13 to go for Madtown here as he is 12 viruses away from clearing 10.
Yeah, and Madtown though going to need a lot of blue, but at the same time, you look at the bottom of his board and it's more yellow, and it's well now it's no yellow, but the tiny staircase he's got on the right could be easily managed if he gets a couple of double blues, but he's got a lot of drop time coming out on this left hand side, and that's going to be good for Ramsey because he needs that drop time to keep kicking up as he has a big quad opportunity. He's going to pull that off, and
And
now it's practically tied.
it's putting him right back in the game. An excellent end game. Both players right around the 7-10 mark here as we go into 11. Just some wild, wild finishes we've seen so far this evening.
Yeah, definitely. And both players getting really great pills to start this level off. It's gotten a little bit harder for Madtown, but that's partially because he got so many good pills to start off. And Ramsey is playing like a man possessed. He knows that, like you said, he knows he's playing a little bit behind, and he is really turning it up a notch. And that deep breath, that's just classic Ramsey. He knows he can see it, and he wants this.
Yeah, and he got a little bit of a dicey situation on RNG on that right side, but he made the most of it and can now set himself up. He's just needing a double blue that may not be needed later, can easily clear that yellow situation over in column number 7. And look at that, there it is. And a nice clear into it as well. 19 to 18. Anybody's game here as we go into the final stretch.
Yeah, I like the plans that Ramsey's got. In fact, with the speed that he can set this up, yeah, Madtown is going to have to really pick it up. Otherwise, he is going to be he's going to be facing that 0-1 barrel.
Yep, it's
because
8
Ramsey.
to,
Oh,
8
go
to
ahead.
11, 8 to 11 here as we get into the final stretch. Ramsey trying to figure out what to do with that double blue, and Madtown's going to get a triple here. That's going to cut the deficit to 1. He's going to need some help on that 6th column, and he does get it. He is down to 6, but Ramsey now starting to go to town. He's just needing a few more, and he's setting up for a cross clear. So he has this in the bag. Madtown's got to scramble, and he's got to scramble quick. Just a couple of reds, and this one is over, and it looks like those reds come, and at a 9:08, Ramsey, who played down most of this match, comes back and takes the first one.
Yeah, GG's to Ramsey. That was a tight one, and you can see the look of relief on his face as Madtown out at a 9:21. So again, it's 13 seconds. Anything under about 15, 20 seconds is could have gone either way with the way the RNG goes in this game.
And
So GG's to both players.
And it's important to note, while in a losing effort, Madtown did get a PB of 921, taking almost a full minute off of his best. So excellent work there.
Yeah, no surprise there. Madtown's really stepped up his game, and yeah, these are good times.
And it's important to note that Ramsey actually finished a slower than his average time. So it was a tough going there for Ramsey, but that absolute barn burner on level 9, or level 11, we're just seeing these wild finishes, and this is what we love taking a look at here.
Yeah, that level 9 was really rough for Ramsey. So playing from that far down and then just kicking it back up, that shows why he is the player that he has become. And we've got readies from both players. So here it comes. 3, 2, 1, pills.
Ramsey looking to wrap this championship up and be a 3-time silver champion in 2023. Madtown looking for his second silver bracket win here in this August silver championship. Both players off to a good start. Column 6 wide open for Ramsey, and it's a very high left stack board for Madtown, and had to hesitate on that blue-yellow. It just didn't have anywhere to put it.
Yeah, I'd say just the lack of yellow is the one thing I don't like about Madtown's board, although he has worked his way down. Ramsey's board, I like what's at the bottom of it. He's got to get to it, but a lot of double opportunities, a lot of just chances for solid horizontals. He gets another one there. But it's going to be very vertical until he gets down to that part of his board.
And a lot of Ramsey's board is just like a tale of 3 different spires. It's wild. He's going to have to be creative here. And who almost had a tough misplay there, but managed to swing it over at the last second. 15-14 here as we cross the minute barrier.
Yep. And Ramsey needs red now, and not much else will do. He's getting some, so that's good for him. Madtown is, well, he's still in need of a lot of things. I don't think this board has been the friendliest to him, but he is definitely making some progress in it as well as he can. And honestly, this spire over in column 1 for Ramsey is the best thing for Madtown, because it's going to take him a little bit of time to clear down. He does have a couple of blue pill halves already there, but now he's going to have to decide what color can I cover this with. Turns out yellow was the right choice. He's going to be out at a 2 minutes flat.
Very tough going. He had an opportunity to set up for a yellow horizontal, then drop the blues down and have that red a little bit more open, but still managed to get out, as Madtown here struggling through this end game on 8. He needs reds, and obviously the double red you would love to clear horizontally, but I think at this point you have to kind of count your losses here. Go vertically on the red and 7 and maybe set up for a combo, or do that and get the double horizontal. I'll be here if you need me.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, he did just choose to go ahead and take a little bit of time and start getting that built up. Now he needs blues, and of course that means he's getting red yellows. And the question then becomes prioritization. I like this prioritization here, because now any blue will work, and he's out at 251, so almost a minute behind Ramsey. But there's still plenty of opportunities for him to catch back up, as we saw Ramsey do something similar in the last game.
Ramsey down to 15. Madtown now with 36 into 9. Madtown's got an interesting board. A lot of things stacked up on that top half. He's got a barricade of several doubles he's going to have to clear through before he can start really taking an attack on the bottom half of that board. Meanwhile, Ramsey, 9 viruses to go, only has 1 blue remaining, and I think he's going to set up horizontally. I think that's the play here. And with that double yellow, definitely cements what you want to do.
Yeah, it's not a great board for Madtown, but he's definitely making the most of it, as he's being very strategic with his plays. And oh, that though is going to be a misdrop that's going to cost him some time. Not too much time, as he's already managed to get it cleared out, but that extra couple of viruses, or a couple of pills, that's not the sort of advantage you want to give to Ramsey when he's really cooking the way he is right now.
Yeah, Ramsey, I think, is really starting to turn on that speed. I think he's kind of got maybe even just angry towards that last run, even though he did get the win. Kind of just wanting to exact some revenge here on these viruses. He's down to 32, but Madtown is really starting to make a comeback. He's down to 7 viruses and has a pretty tight board. Should be able to get out of this with little issue. And
I got to
I
think he's
almost
thinking.
I was gonna say that double blue might have been better to be dropped down for a cross combo, but I guess he didn't see it.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a fat log there, but yeah, everything kind of worked out. Now the question is, will he have to handle all of this uh, one at a time? And it looks like that is the plan.
And
Meanwhile, Ramsey down to just 15 on his level 10.
Madtown has been served up a ton of double blues, and I don't know if he saw it, but he could have cleared out and maybe set up for some sort of double clear. But instead, he's just going to go one at a time out at a 514, and we also have Classic Tetris rating us with a 130-person party. Hey, welcome to our party here. We are on the second game in this best of 3 in our silver bracket. Our top-seeded Ramseyfox versus our 6th-seeded Madtown, who Madtown has been tearing it up. He's upset 2 very good players to get to this final, and almost took out a win on Ramsey. But as it stands right now, it is Ramsey starting to run away with this as he's got 1 level to go. But thank you for joining us on Classic Tetris here. Madtown, 34 viruses to go, and has that 0 virus on, or no viruses on that bottom row, which always makes for interesting setups.
Yes, indeed. As Ramsey really just running away with this one. He has 1 level left, and if he can finish this one out, he will be our champion. So that has been a really, really good set of plays for Ramsey. As Madtown running into a bit of a situation on his right-hand side, is going to be able to get most of his garbage cleared up. But yeah, that's definitely taken some time from him. And yeah, GG's to everybody over in Cologne, Germany, who was taking part in the competition at Classic Tetris today. I was able to catch some of the qualifiers, and it was looking like it was going to be a good tournament. So I hope it went well for you guys.
Yeah, Classic Tetris, our big sister tournament. Definitely go give them a follow. I got to call some matches for them at the CTWC last year, and it was a hell of a time. As we see Ramsey here making some combos down to 22 here. I think Madtown at this point playing not to be lapped, as he is down to 13 and is going to set up for a nice clear, although he cuts off a little bit on that right-hand side. He manages to get things back open and going, and a nice cross drop there. He's going to be down to 9. And it's looking like he is at least going to see 11 here, but Ramsey might be making it tough as he is cruising.
Yeah, Ramsey definitely just kicked it up to another level tonight, and that is why he is looking to be our silver champion for this month. And that, as we said earlier, is going to put him into the number 17 spot for our end of year tournaments. That is going to be a good spot to be in. He would love to make it into that top 16. And this is the first step. So with an 8:02,
that is an
GG's,
amazing time. Wow.
just 6 seconds off of his PB. GG's to Ramseyfox, who is our silver champion here at the DrMC for
And I
August.
believe the first person to ever win 3 silver tournaments in 1 year. So great accomplishment there. And Ramsey bumping himself up in the standings, hoping to snag a top 16 spot in December.
Yes, indeed.
And a great effort by Madtown. We cannot discount his efforts. He got to the finals and he played fantastically in his first 2 matches. And You had to run up against Ramsey, but that undefeated streak over. But don't let it bring you down. There's always a new one to start. But Ramsey, your August 2023 silver champion. And that is it for our competitive bracket here in the month of August for Dr. Mario. Our September tournament starts very, very soon, or does it?
Yes,
Okay.
Savage will be releasing the schedule tomorrow, I believe, and we definitely want to make sure that you get a chance to join us at the Torg Expo for our finals in November. Also, the Virus Busters League. Today is the last day to sign up for that. Check it out in the Discord if you get the opportunity.
But with that, that is the end of our broadcast here on the DrMC. Thank you again, Classic Tetris, for rating us. Thank you all for joining us throughout the evening here as we saw some of the best in the silver bracket fight it out. And you never know, you may see some of them in the top 16 bracket very, very soon. But that's all we've got for you tonight. For the Dave, our rebroadcaster, and Ook, Swong, Flindo, and myself, thank you so much for joining us here on the Dr. Mario Championship. We will see you again very, very soon. Remember to be kind, and we'll see you soon.
Take your vitamins.
Oh, take your vitamins? Is that the new thing? I don't know. I'm old. I haven't been here in a while. Take your vitamins.